I'm here, well prepared, always a handful minutes late. I'm always working on a client project right before I start the stream, so I have to close all the things, make sure no windows are open that might share information that shall not be shared. Okay, so let's see, what are we working on today? Because last time we managed to have a sound play whenever an exercise is finished. And if we put this on here, then that is done at its bare minimum. And I used it today and it works. There is one thing that's inconvenient. Let me put the simulator right here. I will tell you in a second. Let's go to my live stream here on YouTube. AJ and Michaela, hey Martin and Susie, good morning Martin, how are you? Hey everybody, hey both of you, to both of you. Susie's right now downstairs and fills the time with working out while I stream, so she's busy, and we are doing great. I just got Susie into Death Note, so I think we started yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it must have been the day before yesterday. So we started watching Death Note, and she likes it to the point where she continued watching it without me today while I was working. So that's good. There are a couple more animes that I think she will like, because Death Note is one of the animes that are, you know, a little smarter, and it's interesting to watch. So let me post on Instagram that we are live. Done. This time I prepared the post and now I just had to copy and paste the link. Rage Master, sup dude, what's up? Welcome to the stream early on. So let me see, what do we do here? We have if else. And so, okay, the thing is, we have our workout, skips, pause, and push-ups. Now, one thing that I noticed that was an inconvenient for me are two things. While I use the app, and I'm sure lots of you will find many other things that are to be improved. If we start the workout, it says 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Now I hear the ding. Once the 0 is over and the next pause basically is already 1 second short, and you hear the sound basically when the next exercise or pause started, which is inconvenient because you want to hear it and then you know, oh okay, now I have 10 seconds. In this case, you only have, like, for example, if we go here and say 10 seconds, right? We only have like 9 seconds left, or even 8, because it's making a ding at 9 and the ding ends at 8 seconds because it goes like about a second, and then you only have, like, you lose 2 seconds basically. And so one thing I like to fix is, I mean, the sound is something I can do afterwards in an update, but one thing I like to fix is, okay, I'll be a beta tester. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. I actually thought of releasing it right away, but it still can be seen as a beta testing because it's like the first download, and all of you will be the first users. And so yeah, there won't be any test flight testing so far. It's just like, okay, if it's to a point where it works, I'll release it. There's no, yeah, because if I do test flight, that means I should do it already, because if I do a test flight and the app is working, I might as well just release it as an MVP and continue working on the next versions. That's how I see it. Else there might be, I mean, TestFlight has definitely, I'm not saying it's the approach using TestFlight is not recommended at all. That's not what I'm saying. It has definitely its place when to use it. Just in my use case, I think when I would release it now and it has some bugs or unimplemented features, then the user might give his feedback. Hey, this and this is missing, and on my side I was like, yeah, it's still on my list. It's going to be implemented, and so I missed out on the opportunity of getting this user's feedback on something else that I don't have on my list. Okay, I hope that was clear. Pietro, hey Martin, I think you should implement a countdown before the workout starts. Yes. And Jake the programmer, hey Martin, hey, welcome to the stream and good evening. I know it's late for you. Pietro, this is exactly what Susie said as well when she tested. It's like, oh, if you started, the countdown starts already and you have to rush on your mat and whatnot, and then you lose 3 seconds, 5 seconds with that too, which is annoying as well. I agree. Now the question would be, include in the MVP or not? Does it break the app or does it not break the app? It's a very fine line. I would rather tend to, it's not breaking the app because you can, it's inconvenient, super cumbersome, annoying to a certain degree, maybe even that, but you can still use the app. And with that, I would say, I put that, actually I should put it on here because else I will forget it, but say count, this is something that we will plan for version 1.1. Let's do another list, 1.1, put it in here. And so countdown is iOS before workout starts. So that's for sure something that comes in, I would say 1.1 right away. Now I thought about the wish list and I thought about including it or not including it. I think I'm gonna include it. This will be hopefully my first Vapor 4 project because Vapor 4 is just in a release process. I could have, let's see, can I open Discord? Maybe just a delay the start by a few seconds on the MVP. That's a good thinking. Yeah, delay a few seconds before you kick off the workout. That's a very quick implementation of making it less annoying. Hey, thanks Pietro. I think I'm gonna do that. If you go to the Discord of Vapor, then you will see that the status is 3 out of 28. I think the status was there already for, I don't know, yeah, for 2 weeks almost. Actually 9 days, so 1.5 weeks. It's in the process to be released. All the release candidates are, I think, are going to be tagged. Can I dismiss this? Dismiss it. And so what I want to do is I want to use Vapor 4 in order to build the backend for this app, just to get my hands dirty on Vapor 4. I haven't had the chance to work with that yet. I'm working heavily with Vapor 3, which is totally fine, perfectly fine for huge apps, like with a huge scale. I just like to use the newest framework. That's why I would like to try Vapor 4 with that. So let's see. Before I'm getting into delaying it, let's see if we can fix that the seconds start actually, and also they go to 0. What I would like to do is once they go to 1, once 0 basically is reached, don't show 0, just show the next one. Because right now I think we basically have 5 seconds. Let's see, confirm. If we start, we have 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now starts the next one. You see, we do have our full seconds actually. We're counting it just like a developer. That's not that's not what the general public would be able to decipher. I'm sure all of you can work out with that. Is that our Easter egg that I planned at some point too? No. Let's see. So, oh yeah, and this one I want to fix as well, because once we start the workout, we have a task running in the background, and once I confirm that I basically stop it, yes, I'm dismissing the view, but still we have the background thread running, and once the whole thing is done, it tries to call something on a delegate that's not existent anymore. So once I hit, the solution to it is just once I hit stop, I want to also let the running view know that we stopped and cancel the task runner. So we have running workout VC. This one has current exercise view. And this one, when we set something, it says kickoff countdown. Kickoff countdown has a timer. Now this timer has to be public. It has to be a class property. So let's say private var, because we will, let's see. So that is that, and then it kicks out. Right, it can be, it has to be var. So var timer. I could also just do already timer like that. And then we override it here. So then this is a class property. And what we want to do is, once we hit, say, on the current exercise view, we have an action somewhere. We should at least. It should say stop somewhere, no? Running workout, current, oh, whoops. Running workout VC, that's what I mean. In here, we should have an action, stop workout action. This one shall not only dismiss, but should always also on current exercise view call something like cancel exercise, something like that. So now we can go in here and implement that. And that one is nothing but a public function that does task timer, I mean. Why did I call it timer? It's a scheduled task, a scheduled timer. Okay, that's fine. Stop. Let's see, we have fire. I thought we would have cancel on it. Do we have in a documentation the opposite of fire? You can use this method to fire a repeating timer without interrupting its regular firing schedule. If the timer is non-repeating, it is automatically invalidated. Oh yeah, invalidate is the thing I was using, looking for. So we're invalidating, which means this error right here, let's test it. We can delete that one, we can delete that one. So let's start and let's stop. Now we are in the error zone, we should see it. There we go. If we start and let it finish, we shouldn't see it. There we go. So the error zone is when we start and we want to dismiss it and the task is still running in the background. Now let's run our newly implemented code. That doesn't run because we have to use self here. And now when we go into the error zone, start, stop, confirm, 2, 1. Not there anymore. Fixed. We're not trying to call a delegate that is basically freed from memory, or was freed or removed, whatever you want to call it. Good, we fixed this one. Now let's have a look. Let's go through the timeline. When we kick off an exercise, right? Oh, also let me reduce the streaming quality for me. I don't need HD, I just go for 240p. Hey, we are 10 viewers. That's a lot of people. It's almost half a school class that is joining the stream. I hope you guys are having a relaxed day, morning, evening, and are all healthy. So let's see. Great tale of, wait a second. Oh really? It's called every time we go in here. So let's see, edit or create exercise. We see this one. The dispatcher. This one gets the default. Oh, there we go, exercise repository. No, yes. Let's see, database manager exercise repository, like so. No need for that, right? Same goes for workout. So we should have workout somewhere. Do we have a workout dispatcher? No, but we might use it anywhere else. Create list. No, okay, so we should be able to reduce this one to, I don't know. It's definitely not 3 lines anymore. Let's see. We don't want to. This is 2 lines. 2 lines. Okay, we so far reduced it. What we can do is we can say exercise repository db. Let's see where this is used. Right here. Yeah, but where else? I would think it's used somewhere else. Database manager, maybe this one is. Not used. Or instantiated again and again. In here it's fine. This looks so far so good. Okay, what we can do is, I feel like if we go into our workout screen, so it's exercise list VC, we have it in here. So somewhere, look at this. No, this is not it. We have it somewhere. Let's see, maybe here. No, I don't see it anywhere. So, and then the dispatcher default, okay. What if we do this? We run the app and let's see if it's printed. Coding along with you, AJ, nice. Super nice. Okay, we are going here. There we go. Once this one is accessed. Okay, that makes sense. It's the first time. No, it's not. It's not the first time we access database manager default, because the workout should Okay, let's see, we have it twice executed, and that's that, right? But I feel like this workout, I understand when it's executed at all for once, because this one can be lazy and it will return an instance of it. Let's see. What if we just say when it's not given, but once it's there, it will cache it. That's what I thought I would do. We can also do that. With that, we can also remove this one. This reminds me of Scala. I don't like this notation. So let's run it again. Initially, yes. That's the run of the app, and we have this global singleton basically. We go in here, now we don't have it anymore. Okay, that solves it. Great. So far, so good. Muhammad, hey Martin. Hey Muhammad, welcome to the stream. So today, Susie and I were going to do nachos and maybe a movie evening. She hasn't seen Ex Machina. Super good movie. I want to introduce her to that. I'm also just fixing one more thing for the client project and then releasing or publishing a new build. And then also practicing on HackerRank for an interview question, basically, or interview test that I have to do in 3 days, again the next 3 days, and I'm practicing for that, just in case. I don't know what the question will be or what the challenges will be, but I've been given 5 days to start it, and once I start I have 1 hour to solve it, and so I'll try to start on the 4th day, and until then practice on HackerRank because it is a HackerRank challenge. I just watched that today. You just watched Ex Machina for the first time or for another time? Second, third. I would understand why you would rewatch it, for example. Alrighty. So running workout VC has the current exercise view. Now, when we set, right? Then here's the thing. I just learned today from the documentation. Look, I started to enjoy reading the documentation of Swift because I want to learn as much as possible about Swift. And what I always like to do is go on the right side and then on the question mark and read about properties, functions, and whatnot. And also sometimes just scroll through the, auto completion and then just see what's written down here, right? If something sounds interesting to me, like, all right, what is that? And then this is just an excerpt, right? The enabled state to use when drawing the labels text. Okay, if you go in here and then tap on that, you have even more text to it. So this was the excerpt summary, but you have like the discussion. And then you understand even more about it. And then you also see how can I actually only like read it, just use it, or can I actually also set it, like manipulate that value? If so, that's even more interesting. And what I come to learn about description is sometimes if you don't have anything more than that, right? A textual representation of this value, which comes in very handy. I want seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, to be converted into string because I need a string for the label. So description is just like, hey, it's there, it's super convenient. I just hit dot description, done. Auto completion is super fast. However, if I command click jump to definition, which I did today, and read about the property right here, because look, you have even more to it, right? Then I found that for int, it's probably not given here, but for, what was it? Double, I think it is. It would say it's discouraged to be used directly. And let's say we have 2.0 description. Let's try if we can jump in there. That's for double. Custom string. Oh, custom string convertible. I think if we jump in here. So here we go. This is the description. I jumped into that protocol. A textual representation of this instance. Alright, calling this property directly is discouraged. Instead, convert an instant of any type to a string by using string describing. And this string instance basically uses the property description, but you yourself are discouraged to use it directly. So then that means, alright, if they say so, then I'm going to, from today on, not use description anymore, but actually string describing that, which I think is less verbal, like not that readable, but there are reasons to it. I don't want at some point the API to break if it's, or I don't know, what if they change the property description to something else? Then my whole code base, I have to refactor it everywhere. But what if they change it and I use string describing and I don't care what they use under the hood and this stays, right? My favorite movie is a movie about Steve Jobs with Ashton Kutcher. Oh yeah, that one is a good one. I have watched all movies with Steve Jobs. Like there are just one movie I really liked as well. It's super old. I mean, it has to be before 2000, maybe 1995 or something. Really good with someone who portrayed the young Steve Jobs with Steve Wozniak, and this guy actually looks super similar to Steve Jobs. Ashton Kutcher did a good job too, no pun intended. I really like that movie as well. It's very inspiring, isn't it? It's motivating. Third time, it's one of my favorite movies. I see. I can understand. Hey Martin, have you ever played Animal Crossing? I did. And I think I was, to a degree, even addicted to it, because it's... My little brother, I think, was even addicted to it. Animal Crossing, but way back in the days. Like, I think the first Animal Crossing on the Nintendo DS. I had, when the Nintendo DS came out, the very first one, I had that one, and I was addicted to even Nintendogs. I was going to a friend's place a half an hour away from my house just to play with him Nintendogs. I met him on a playground and we just catched up because of that game. Did a good job too. Happy that I made you giggle. So we're kicking off the countdown. We have basically the text assigned, which is the seconds, which should be 45. Now when we kick off, let's have a look. Progress bar is set to 0. I want to do that to improve. I want to improve that too, because I feel like it's not animated anymore. It jumps. It is animated. All right, never mind. But I don't want to have it like interrupted, but fluently done. So I'll do that at some point. It doesn't break the app, so maybe in 1.1. However, let's see. We have, at this point, that was something that puzzled me. So we have 5 seconds basically, right? This one says 5. So when we start, it should show 5. And 1 sec. We're setting 5, and then we say kick off countdown. And then we have the timer, right? And that one repeat after every second, and after every second, this is an early return. We are setting this one, string describe. We're setting basically, and past seconds is 0 in the beginning, and it's 1 after we go over here, which means, so what what I wonder is if this one is fired right away and then after a second, you know, that would explain it. Or whether it is defined and we say fire but waits 1 second. I feel like it's fired right away and that's why we don't see the initial second. I will explain it. If true, the timer will repeat reschedule itself and invalidate. Block. A block to be executed when the timer fires. It fires. Okay. Between firings. So that means we do fire it once. And then... Alright, so that means in the beginning what we could do is... let me think. So we are executing it right away. Bumping this one up by 1. What we could do is saying everything is... I don't like that. +1, you know. I could do another timer that will just, you know, fire this one after a second is passed. Or as you said, Pietro, after a few seconds are passed, like timer, scheduled timer of interval after say 3 seconds, repeats false, and then the only thing that it really does is it fires this one, and this one has to be self because it's today. Let's see, and then also like this, right? That should give us all our 45 seconds, and or say 5 seconds, we should see it. And let's also say and more time too. So like start 1, 2, 3. Oh, it starts right away. I would have expected it to start in like 3 seconds. I'm also coding along with you right now, working on a bug. Nice, I hope you resolve it. What is this bug about? Can you share it? Or is it also a secret bug? You know, I thought about today. I read about Apple, I think it was today. Apple acquiring some companies about AR and whatnot. AI as well. But more interestingly, AR. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. We do have our 5 seconds, but I don't like that we don't have this delay for some reason. Oh yeah, because it's... no, it doesn't make sense. Scheduled timer doesn't make sense if it's not repeated. Oh, wait a second, do we have a delay? So what I read about Apple, the acquiring company, is that my next app I want to work on, I have 2 apps that I have in mind that I definitely want to work on for 2 different reasons. One app is more for property owners, and obviously people who own properties have also more money than, say, if you just target Instagram users, right? For example, if I have Social Down that is kind of targeting Instagram users, you don't know what kind of people are on Instagram, basically all kind of people. However, it doesn't if people are using social downloads, so for example, for Instagram, Instagram itself is not a business for anyone. So that means putting money into a tool to improve your Instagram will less likely happen compared to a tool that you can use that directly helps you, say, make more money in your business. For example, if you have a property manager app where you can, just random thought, it's not the idea, it's not the app, but where you can list all your properties and you have all your information about it, whatnot. If there is a problem with something like that, managing it, and you have an app that solves that problem, it will directly help the property managers to improve their business, and therefore they are more likely to pay money for it, and then also pay more money than the average Instagram user because they have more money than the average Instagram user. So one app I have in mind goes into that direction, and the other app that I have in mind is a different target group. The reason for the first app, the property manager, is basically diversing in apps that I create and also creating multiple diverse income streams. But the other app that I have in mind is in the AR direction, and I want to create an app where you can actually put filters on your face, but not only like filters as you know from Masquerade and I don't know, Snapchat and whatnot, but even more advanced, like really deep into it. See how far I can go with it, where you can, there are apps out there already where you can manipulate your face, where it still looks realistic to a point where you cannot tell it's manipulated. You just look better. There are apps where girls are using AR filter to, I don't know, make their chin more pointy or put on makeup super slightly so you don't see it's the filter app, and then they take the picture or do a video and it's live, and then they post it on Instagram, whatnot. And so the first reason is diversing and making you more independent, and the first app. And the second app is more diving into AR to gain the expertise of AR, because that's the future, and that will also come in handy if you want to go into a company that uses AR or AI, so to say, if you want to dive into that as well. So, lol, it's a secret bug because I can't find it. Alrighty, that makes sense, I guess. This is nice to code along with. Thanks as well. Chats Noir Blamo. Nice to hear. I'm happy. That's exactly why I do that as well, just to chat with you guys, connect with you, and have a relaxed coding session all together. I'm using a custom collection view layout similar to the Pinterest layout, and I'm trying to set the height dynamically from a URL loaded from Firebase. Dynamically setting the height for it. The URL is an image. Yeah, I thought so. Stored in Firebase storage. I have used collection view too little to directly being able to say how you would do that, but I'm sure you already have had a look on YouTube, right? Like Let's Build That App, or Brian Advent, Chris with Coding with Chris, Sean Allen. If one of them are actually having one of that, I can imagine Let's Build That App has something like that, where you have dynamic, kind of a raster view, just like the Apple Photos app does too, right? I know how you do dynamic heights in views, where you just don't specify a set height and you make it grow intrinsically by its content, but I don't know how it works in connection with collection view. Just out of memory. So let's get back into this one. When we start, we see R5. For some reason, why do we see R5 now? And if we don't have this one, then we don't see R5, right? They use images already in the app rather than being downloaded. Okay, that shouldn't make a difference though. Oh, you mean because either the cell is like has 0 height because there is no image, or it should have a height, and you might have to have like a default height so you can display, hey, there's something loading. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting challenge. So there we go. We don't have our 5 seconds if we do that, but we do have it if we do it like this. Actually, looking at it again, I think I have an idea how to fix it. Good! Go for it. Let me know if you were able to do that, to fix it. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Done. Okay, let's stick with that. That's good enough, I think. Is it though? I don't know. First run. This will not work. So we have, if past seconds are equal to exercise seconds, then, oh, we do that already. Call delegate function to let it know. We do that. Which means if we reach 5, for example, past seconds adds up from 0, and that's the thing. It adds up from 0. And that's why we see the 0 here as well, I think. If we put it to 1, let's see, if we start this now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. If we run it now, we should have only 4 seconds. And it should show, and after 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still have it. Alrighty. Whatever. Actually, past seconds. Oh, it's 0 here. Okay. Putting that to 1 over there. Because we have to reset it every time we kick off the countdown, which makes sense. So 1. Oh, look at that. It jumps right into 3. No. That doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, makes total sense. So it will say 0. What if it's this? 1, 2, 3. Oh, God damn it. No, it's not. Let's go into our running workout. And whenever a workout is, so we play that. There we go. We can use running workout VC, current exercise view, down there, here, dispatch, queue, main async after deadline which is basically now plus 3 seconds, and then please execute this. That's what we actually want. So we have a 3-second delay. So there's some time. Start. 1. There's no time. Did we run it? I think we run it. The stream is lagging. No, is it still? Not sure if it's my computer, but the video is choppy here and there. I think it's due to, let me see, the Wi-Fi connection. Maybe someone is streaming downstairs right now, Netflix or whatnot. And let me see if I can help by reducing even more the quality of my video stream. I'm not sure. I think the bandwidth that I given in the router, whether it is also affected by you downloading stuff. That's so interesting. Because this should actually wait for 3 seconds and then fire it. But it doesn't. Let's see when we are running into it. Right away. Now that does make sense to me. Kickoff countdown. Let's think about it. Why wouldn't that work? This function is called once and it's called from within here. No, wait a second. What is happening over there? This is just, oh yeah, it's calling itself, this body, every second. But it's just defined. So we're not in the initial load. It still runs. What the frick? How? Who's firing the timer? Current exercise view. That doesn't make sense. What is this magic? What am I doing wrong? And I didn't get the answer from you. Have you ever played Animal Crossing? Oh, I answered that. I actually answered that. Is the stream still live? As soon as you asked it, I answered that question. Maybe you were gone or something for a moment. I was then digressing into Nintendogs. That was around that time when I answered that Animal Crossing question. Still live. Great. Thanks. Interesting. Interesting. So if we say start, right? Let's see. Workout list VC. If we hit the exercise list, actually, the action, start workout action, this one would run it. So you just present it. Okay, so once we present it, this is just in it. Okay, that's good. Set up view on view to load, and then view did appear. Kick off next exercise. That means whatever set, then current exercise whatever, and then reload. That makes sense. Now set is called current exercise view. Oh, come on, this is sometimes so slow. Now set is called, and we go in here, we're setting the things, and then we say kickoff countdown. However, we're setting everything to 0. We're defining the timer, but we're never firing it. Okay. Early return, so this line is never executed. Still, there's some black magic going on. This line is never executed. How? In mother's name. What the frick? Still live, Abdul Mohsen, what's up? Hey, what's up? So now we're stopped. That's so interesting. So kickoff. Maybe it is fired after all. Once you assign it, and you don't have to fire it. That doesn't make sense to me. That's not how I know it from how task is working. Which also means that maybe you want to have, if it's so, assuming right now that once I define it, it actually fires right away, which means I want to define it 3 seconds later. That would be the delay. There's obviously a better way to not have it so indented that much. Elf. Now we should wait 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, go. Alrighty, that works. Martin, life is lagging. God damn it! Sorry guys if it's lagging. I cannot really do anything about it. I disconnected from my Wi-Fi on the phone, and everything else is then dependent on downstairs. I don't want to interrupt the stream and switch, say, to my phone, because that will just end the stream. So I will end the stream in a few minutes or seconds. anyway, just because we are almost at 1 hour streaming. But audio is pretty good though. Video just lags a little. Oh, at least that. At least you can understand and hear me. Thanks, Michaela, for confirming that at least the audio is good. What I'm thinking right now is, what if we have, this says 5 skips, right? What if this view says something like starts in 3, 2, 1 and then goes on, right? We could do it there, or we can do, whoops, do it like this. I wonder what I changed that we see the 5 now. I'm not too sure what it was. Oh, maybe because we have this one and I fire it again, or fired it again here. Maybe that was the reason. But I really wonder then why fire exists in the first place. Causes the timer's message to be sent to its target. Ah. Timer's message. Okay. Something else? Causes the timer's. You can use this method to fire a repeating timer without interrupting its regular firing schedule. If the timer is non-repeating, it is automatically invalidated after firing, even if its scheduled fire date has not arrived. Does it mean that that's just independent of it? Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. So kicking off the countdown, what we could do is, this one says set, right? Let's just not say set. We do it on set, but we just say that kicking off the countdown, say start exercise. Let's do it like this. This is public, start exercise, cancel exercise. Makes sense, right? Abstracting it away, just in case I want in the future that start exercise does more than just kicking off the countdown or invalidating the timer. Could be. Now going back here, we want to say kick off next exercise, basically saying here, once we set it there, current exercise view, start exercise. So set the exercise, start the exercise, right? And once it's done, we get the exercise finished. What we could do is kick off next exercise. We're setting it, so we see the 5. What we can do is we can say dispatch queue main async after now in 3 seconds. Start exercise. Oh, it's next. Oh, god damn it. If current exercise point is equal 0, else, let's do it that way. Have the first exercise start after a short delay. Give them peeps time to prepare on the mat. Let's do it like this. Let's see if that works out for us, and then I'm gonna end the stream if that works out. Pietro, thanks for suggesting that. So 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, I think we should display a message that will tell you what's happening, so you don't just see Okay, it doesn't start, right?
What is it?
But we can do that next time. Maybe tomorrow. So everybody, thanks for joining again. We fixed at least here and there little things in the background, small fixes here and there to improve the whole stability of the app and also memory usage. And we also understood a little bit better how timer actually works as well. Great. Have a good day. Have a good evening. I hope you have fun coding along. Have had fun and still have fun when you continue to code. I'm going to work a little bit more on the client project, do HackerRank practice, and then hopefully get my girlfriend convinced to watch the movie that I mentioned before. What?
I'm always convinced.
Alright, she's convinced already. She doesn't know which movie. Okay. See ya.